Now that's good. And I will show the question. Okay, all of them are multiple choice. So you are free to select any answer. There's no requirement to finish all of them, so you can skip if you are not sure. Okay, let's start. Do the quiz first, and then I will explain. I can see that some students start to answer the first question about coercive power.
I think the answer is C.
You need to select. Okay, it's a quiz, it's a poll. So you need to select. I will explain later. Don't need to talk. Josephine, you accidentally close the quiz, and you need to enable it again by I don't know or whether you're on a phone, on an iPad, or on a computer, but on the meeting on the meeting setting, then you need to enable the poll again. Just click it, and it will appear.
Sorry, I missed the instruction. What were you saying?
You need to tap on your screen if you're on the phone, and then there will be a menu at the bottom, and then you need to click on the three dots, and then click on the poll, and it will appear again. Click on the poll. Okay, poll splash quiz. That's why you need to click. Scroll down. You may need to scroll down to see that. So far, then I can see that people only answer the first question. How about the rest? There are 10 questions here.
Oh, me, after answering the first question, I think I didn't see the next questions I submitted and my screen has nothing.
Okay, let me relaunch the poll. Relaunch. Okay, I hope that all of you can access it now. Try again. We have time today. I can spend a lot of time with you. So take your time. Remember to scroll down to get other question as well, not just the first question. And don't close the poll until you finish. Try it. I relaunch it. Okay, so you must see it now. You must see it now. Scroll down. Okay, what's the problem here? Just scroll down. Last week, then we had L4M3, and people can answer they could answer the quiz. No question here, but today, what's wrong? Okay, maybe from Zoom, I don't know. Okay, I see the answer on the question as well. Amania, you need to click on the three dots and then choose the poll. It will appear. It will reappear. Remember to scroll down. There are many questions. Okay, take your time. Okay, today due to a technical problem, then I don't see too many answers here. Yeah, but it's increasing. 9 answers so far. Remember to scroll down and see all the questions. Okay, thank you, Josephine. Unfortunately, then in my on my screen, then it doesn't show anyone has finished. It just shows that I have collected like 16 answers, for example. Thank you, Samir. Thanks for your work. Okay, thank you, Mohammed. Okay, I remember you, MG, Mohammed GX. Okay, so far 2/3 of the participants answered my questions. Okay, that's a very great ratio. And I will close this poll in like 1 more minutes. I still want to see more answers to come. Correct. Let's end the quiz. So far, then 22 out of 30 participants answered the question. So that's a great ratio, over 70% answers. Yeah, and 60 more to come. Okay. Anyway, then I end the quiz and let me share the result. As you can see, then for every question here, we have like multiple opinions. For the first question, then over 24 answers, then most of the answers select C. Okay, and still, then other options still collect the answer. For question number 2, we have more equal answers here. Okay, every option is selected and with just different number of participants. Question number 3, okay, not every option is selected. Question number 4, again. So you can see that we have a great diversity of the opinion, and that could be very interesting. Anyway, then it shows that these questions are really challenging and divide the students. Hi, Maria. Actually, I'm sharing the result. Okay, it's not a big deal. I will share my screen and start to share my own opinion about this question soon. Okay, we have 10 questions today, and that could be very long. But anyway, let's start, and we will deal with one question at a time. Hey, before that, then I need to share my own opinion.
Man.
Yeah, let's try again. Sorry for that. My internet connection has some problem. I don't eat. Sorry. Can anyone contact Roche? I don't eat, and I'm very serious now. Can you hear me now? The internet connection from my side has some problem, and Zoom sends some wrong signal. I don't eat at all. Sorry. Okay, can anyone hear me now? And see my screen.
Yeah, well, I can hear you. I don't know about the others, but I can hear you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Yeah. Today connection drives me crazy. Sorry for that. I had a kind of like burst of anger. Yeah. Let's continue. Okay, so I share with you the quiz result, and now I decide to select those questions because I have some criteria for challenging questions. First, some question. You can see that it has no connection. It has no instruction from study guide, like the question with different techniques, influencing techniques, and also the and sometimes it has very little information, like the question on push and pull. Second, many of these questions will have like very ambiguous wording. Like the first question you see, the one on coercive power, that is um, very pretty ambiguous, and you see that the answer like we are not sure. That's why we have a lot of opinion here. And third, many of these questions will attract a lot of opinion, and you can see that there is some kind of diversion in opinion, and absolutely, then it may attract a lot of discussion argument from different discussion group on WhatsApp. So let's go to the question one by one. The first question about the coercive power, and this one asks about the why coercive power is discouraged in negotiation, and we have four options. They all look pretty similar. First, whether this one is disadvantage, it secures immediate complaints from sector. okay, in my opinion, then it's not a disadvantage. It's in fact an advantage. You know that in negotiation, then we need to ensure that the other party follow our action, follow our advice, or follow our command. So compliance is not a disadvantage; it is an advantage. Second, it provides greater advantage to the buyer in the short term. Okay, sound legend. It's still an advantage because anyone like they want to get better power, even if it's short term. In the long run, then it could be a bit different, but anyway, then it's still an advantage. Option C, because it provides unconventional leverage in the negotiation process. If you pay attention to the details, then option C is no different from option D, from option B. Okay, unconventional leverage. In other words, then the buyer has greater advantage, but in an unconventional way. Okay, so whether unconventional become a part of this advantage, I don't think so. You know that technological breakthrough, innovation is unconventional. So is there any problem with unconventionality? I don't think so. Okay, and it improves leverage. That is a good thing. So that is definitely an advantage as well. And option D, because it might drive away underperforming supplier. Okay, sounds like an advantage as well. We can eliminate the underperforming supplier. Okay, that sounds good, but whether it's good, as I said, if you think further, then with underperforming, then it may come from a lot of reasons. First, maybe the supplier is incompetent, purely incompetent. Second, they may face some external pressure, or they may face some challenges that is not their fault, or they may have some kind of pressure that prevent them from releasing their potential competency. Okay, so in the case that the underperformance is not their fault, then drive away underperforming supplier, I think it is not an advantage anymore. It is a disadvantage because the buyer needs to go through the procurement process again and incur more cost. And they may accidentally eliminate totally suitable and competent supplier. So in my opinion, then option D works best. Okay. However, then in the quiz, then I can see that with the first question, a majority of the participants select C. Select C. I can understand your confusion here. Okay, C sound like quite a disadvantage because of the word unconventional. But if we remove the word unconventional, then it is simply just it provides leverage in the procurement process. That's a good thing. And in essence, then option C is no different from option B. Okay, so if option C is correct, then option B should be correct as well. But it is not the case because in this question, we only select one option. And with the word unconventional, then what does it mean? Okay, it is just kind of like a synonym to untraditional or modern. Okay, it is just another way to say about modern, say about unique, right? So or having some kind of uniqueness or having some kind of innovation. Is that a disadvantage? I think not. Okay, so C still still an advantage, and only D is a disadvantage. Do you have any different opinion? I know that this one may cause a lot of discussion and argument. Okay, so I am open to hear about different opinion as well. Okay, I'm open to your opinion about this question. My opinion is D because it is the only disadvantage when I analyze deeper. But how about you? I can see that a vast majority select C.
I also chose D
Yeah.
because I felt that if the goal is a win-win situation and you had an underperforming supplier, you have the opportunity to, one, as you said, find out why they're underperforming. And if you can use a collaboration approach, you could maybe put them on a performance management plan and then help them to be better and then maintain a longer term better relationship. And that's why I chose D.
Yeah. Okay, so I share the opinion with you, Otani. Thank you very much. To the fourth who select C, then do you have any diversion from my opinion? I want to hear. Feel free to unmute yourself. Amania, so what is your reason for C? As I said, then in my opinion, then C is no different from B. And about the word unconventional, then it is just a synonym to modern or unique. Okay, so it is not it is not a disadvantage about modern or unique. Okay, it's still an advantage for C. Yeah, so if you don't have any counterpoint, then I think I should move on and solve other question as well. Okay, so here is my reason. I could not put my explanation too long here, but from my explanation, then I hope that you understand. All other options are advantages. Only D shows like a disadvantage because we need to understand why they are underperforming. And by driving away the underperforming suppliers, then we may accidentally eliminate absolutely competent and potential supplier. Okay, and that's not a good thing. All right, let's try with the second one. Let's try with the second question. Okay, about markup and margin. All right, so this one is simply a mathematical problem. We have a product with a markup of 25%, and what would be the margin? Okay, what would be the margin? All right, so we need to do the math. Yeah, we need to do the math. And before I proceed, then can anyone here show me how to solve this quiz, how to solve this mathematical problem? Okay, how to convert between the markup and the margin. I'm glad to see that most of the answer is correct. Most of the answer is correct. That's correct. But can anyone explain why? Okay, so I will take the lead. All right, so the answer is D, 20%, and it's simply a math. Okay, I think that this one is less happy than the first one, because the first one, I can see that from the chat that Letamo is not convinced, and Amania also is not convinced. Lesego also not convinced on the first question. Okay, before I go to the details of the second question, then I think that many people, many students is not convinced about the first question. So again, here is my opinion. Okay, all of the first three options are advantageous, and they can be the reason that we should apply coercive power. Okay, and the question is about why this power should be discouraged. Okay, but in my opinion, then all of the first three options are the reasons why we should use that. Okay, compliance, absolutely a good thing. We need compliance. We need them to follow the contract. That is compliance. Good thing, not a reason to discourage. Greater advantage in short term. Also a good thing. In the long run, then we may use actively. And now we just need to secure the short term. And option B doesn't say anything about the consequence in the long run. They just say that greater advantage in the short term. Good thing. You need to discourage coercive power. C, provide unconventional leverage. Okay, leverage in negotiation process is a good thing, should be encouraged. But what about unconventional? Okay, unconventional here, in my opinion, it's just another word for modern, unique, okay, new, innovative. All right, so when we talk about unconventional way, it's not about controversial way, right? Controversial way means cause a lot of argument, cause a lot of opinions, but unconventional. It is just not traditional. It is just new. Okay, so what's wrong with unconventional leverage? I think nothing. Okay, leverage, better leverage. Good thing, unconventional one. Okay, sounds like good thing as well. So why discourage this? And the final option here, D, about underperforming suppliers. And with underperforming, then there could be a lot of reasons. Okay, that could be the fault, that could be the subjective fault from suppliers. They are not competent, they are lazy, they may fail. But there are other cases where we have underperforming supplier, but they have potential, and they are just underperforming due to external circumstances. And our job as procurement is to help them release their potential. Okay, but if this way of negotiation drives them away, then you may miss the absolutely good, absolutely competent subject. Okay, and that's not a good thing. So it should be discouraged because of this reason, not the other three. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's my final word on the first question. Anyway, then we have 10 questions to solve. So let's continue. All right. With the second question, then we need to do the math. Here is my math. First, we need to understand the formula of markup and margin. Markup is the fraction between the profit and the total cost, and the margin is the friction, is a fraction between the profit and the selling price. Okay, and the selling price equal to total cost plus the profit. Okay, so here is my math. We know the markup, and the markup is profit divided by total cost, and it is equal to 25% or 0.25 or 1/4. In other words, with this result, then we know that the total costs are 4 times of the profit. Okay, it is just simple math. If the profit divided by total cost equal to 1/4, then it means the total cost equal to 4 times of the profit, right? 4 times profit. And then when we come to the total price, when we come to the selling price, then it is equal to total cost plus profit. Okay, it is just a sum. It is just a simple math. It means we have 4 times profit plus 1 profit. It means 5 times profit, right? And then finally with the margin, then we take profit divided by the selling price. Then it is 1 time profit divided by 5 times profit. Okay, or 1/5. 1 time profit divided by 5 times profit. 1/5, right? 1/5 is 20%. So, okay. Yeah. I know that sometimes then to many students then mathematical could be some problem. Okay. They could have some difficulty in understanding the math. All right. Does anyone want me to re-explain in other way or simplify this puzzle?
I actually have some questions. I've struggled a lot with math.
Yeah.
So how would you first define markup and margin? Like, what is the big difference between the two? Because that's the one thing I've been struggling in this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we need to come back to the basics here.
Mm-hmm.
Markup is the percentage between the profit and the total cost. In other words, then markup answer question like how much of the profit as a fraction of the total cost. Similarly, then margin is the fraction between profit and the selling price. In other words, then how much of the profit in compare with the selling price, okay, in relative term or in fraction term or in percentage term. Okay, so we come up when we have that in mind, when we have those formulas in mind, then we have the fraction here, and we have the we can use that fraction to understand how much, okay, or how many times a profit are the total cost, or how many times of the profit is the price. Okay, if you want to have another kind of like simpler explanation, then I think that we can come with the actual example. Okay, let's assume that okay, yeah, we have the map. Sorry, we have the total cost here. Equal to $80. Okay, when the total costs are $80, and we know that the markup is 25%. So the profit will be equal to $80 multiplied with 25 divided by 100. And that would equal to 20. Okay, that is 80 divided by 4. So that's 20. Okay, so the profit is 20. And then we can calculate the price. The price equal to profit plus total cost. Then it is 20 plus 80, and the selling price is 100 US dollar. Okay, and then we can calculate the margin. The profit divided by the price, which means 20 divided by 100, and it is equal to 0.2 or 20%. Okay, and that is another way that we can solve the puzzle. We can take a random number, and anyway, it is just a fraction. So whatever number you get, then you get the same result in the term of percentage and fraction. Okay, is that more comprehensible?
Yep, that's great. Thank you. I think understanding it as a fraction made it easier.
Yeah. Okay, it is about fraction and formula. So we need to do calculate multiple steps to solve this puzzle. All right, so I see that mathematics could be the problem to my student. Anyway, then you will get this one. You will get the recording as well as the both the recording and the slide. So don't worry. Okay, we will send it to you. The first thing to this puzzle is that you need to understand the formula for markup, margin, and the total price. The selling price equal to total cost plus the profit. And the markup is equal to profit divided by total cost. Margin equal to profit divided by the price. So when you understand all of these formula, then this puzzle is absolutely easier. Okay, let's move on to other question. This one is about absorption costing, and you know that this one is a traditional way to allocate the fixed cost over the selling price. And what can be the challenge of absorption costing? I have 4 options, and I can see that from the poll. Then there are 2 major opinions. First, they think that the problem will be about the fair allocation of cost drivers and cost pools. And the second opinion will be about the allocation of fixed costs to each unit. Sorry, sometimes I need to mute students because there are some distracting noise. Okay, so what should be the correct answer? If you look at the way that absorption costing is calculated, then you can see that we consider 3 elements here. First, the variable cost. Second, the fixed cost. And third, the markup. With the variable cost, then it comes directly to each production unit. So no allocation here. It is just calculate this fully, and the unit already include these variable cost. With the fixed cost, then with absorption costing, then they do the thing like they calculate all of the fixed cost together. We have a bunch of fixed cost, and then by some way, the accountant will allocate this fixed cost to each unit. And then we have a markup on top of those costs, both allocated fixed costs and the variable cost. So in this formula, then we don't see any cost drivers or cost pools. Okay, so the correct answer here is D. The problem here is about the allocation of fixed cost, not the allocation of cost drivers. Okay, so what about cost driver? What is that? What is that? Cost drivers are the things that drive the cost change. Okay, it may drive the cost up or it may drive the cost down. Cost driver may appear both in fixed and variable cost. The material cost, which is a variable cost, can be driven by the something like the disruption in the supply chain, by logistic costs, by geopolitical risk worldwide, okay, by supply and demand. Okay, so cost driver appear in both fixed and variable cost, and there's no reason that the problem here is about cost driver. Cost driver appear in both fixed and variable. Okay, and if the option here is just about the fair allocation of cost driver to the fixed cost, then I think it is correct. But it is just saying about general cost driver, then it should not be the correct answer. Okay, cost driver appear in both variable and fixed cost, and in the formula of absolute costing, then no cost driver is allocated because we cannot allocate it to the driver. Okay, it is just the elements. It's just the element that may drive the change, and it is not the cost itself. We cannot allocate something not the cost in this formula. Okay, so the only correct answer is D. Yeah, and it comes directly with the way absolute costing is undertaken. Only consider cost and no drivers here. That's the point. Yeah. Do you have any problem with this question?
Could I just check with you? So you mean that absorption costing means that it's the attribution of the fixed cost to every unit. Is that what you mean by absorption costing?
Yeah, that's
okay,
true.
Thank you.
Yeah, no driver here, just the cost. Fixed cost, variable cost, no drivers. That's all. That's why we only have D as the correct answer.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Yeah, this one we move on with another way of costing, marginal costing. Okay, let me see the poll. How many people answer this one, and what will be the result? Which results? Abstraction costing, question number 4. Yeah, again, a great thing is that most of the answer are correct. Okay, they select that, most of the answers select that product costing that is real cost only and provide sufficient markup to cover fixed cost and profit. Great, so that is the correct answer. With marginal costing, then we don't consider the fixed cost at first, but the only thing matter here is the variable cost. Every variable cost will be accounted in the selling price, and then we add a markup, and the calculation markup should cover fixed costs and also the profit. That's why with marginal costing, then you can see that supplier tend to give you a quotation tag like with variable price, and when you purchase more, then they can give you some discount. Okay, so basically they are just using marginal costing. They use the variable cost only, and then add a markup. And when you purchase a sufficient quantity, then their fixed cost per unit will reduce. That's why they give you a discount. Okay, so that is the way we have marginal costing and bulk discount. Okay, so this one I think it doesn't have any problem. It's just that you need to understand the basic here, the basic rule here. Marginal costing only consider about the variable cost, and it adds a markup. And depending on the purchase quantity, then the seller may decide the markup, may decide the size of that markup. Okay, if the purchase quantity is low, then they may increase that markup. If the purchase quantity is high, then they may reduce that markup. Okay, but anyway, then the basic here is the variable cost. Okay, that's all. Yeah. Okay, here's my explanation. Marginal costing focuses on the variable cost. Okay, and fixed cost will be it should be written off here. I use the word written off. It means when we have the markup, then the fixed cost should be already included in that. Okay, in that markup. Okay, that the word in accounting term, then written off, write off or written off should be the way we express it. Okay, so I just use an accounting term here. Anyway, then you can understand that the markup should cover fixed cost. Do you have any problem with this question about marginal costing? Yeah, okay, that's great. Let's move on with the next question. Elasticity of demand in macroeconomy. Okay, so purely a theoretical question. And basically, this question you can just Google. Just Google the word demand elasticity or elasticity of demand. And the result may already show you the answer. Okay, in a mathematical way, then the elasticity demand can be expressed as the percentage in the difference in quantity divided by percentage in different the price. Okay, so by the definition, then it should be the change in quantity demanded and divided by the change in the price of the goods. Okay, so for this question, then I see that the problem here is that the study guide doesn't give specific explanation, but we can do that. We can improve that by just Google the answer. Of course, when you want to understand more about elasticity, then simply it calculates. You can imagine like normally in a normal market, then when the price drop or when the price increase, then the quantity demanded or the thing or the quantity that people want may adjust accordingly. Okay, when, for example, when the price of car is cheaper, when the price of the car is cheaper, then absolutely you may want to purchase more cars. Okay, but to other kind of commodities and goods, then when the price change, then the quantity demanded doesn't change much. Example could be like food. Okay, so people always talk about inflation, food price increases. The thing is, when the food price increases, then we still need to purchase food for our own survival. So we still need to purchase food, and the quantity demanded doesn't change much. Even if the price change significantly, then it can cut off other needs, but we still need to purchase food. So the quantity demanded for food doesn't change much. Okay, so elasticity is about the relativity between the quantity demanded and the price, the relationship between the quantity and the price. Okay, and if the change in the quantity smaller than the price, then you can say that that type good has inelasticity, has that type good is inelastic. Okay, and vice versa. If the change in the quantity is greater than the change in the price, then we can say that the quantity of that commodity is elastic. Okay. Do you have any question here?
No questions.
Yeah. I can see that the question from Norman, and just what other options apart from marginal costing. Okay, so come back to the question of marginal costing. Then we can see that what's wrong with other option. Okay, so correct option is B. Use variable cost only and provide sufficient markup. Okay, let's consider other options. A. Use fixed cost only. Wrong, absolutely. We only consider variable cost first. C. Also fixed cost and fair proportion of variable cost. Wrong. We only consider variable cost first. D. Variable cost as a fair proportion of fixed cost and the markup. Okay, so D is the definition of associative costing, the thing that we see earlier. Okay, D is incorrect because it is about associative costing. And the thing is, I can see that costing and pricing is a pretty challenging part of M5. Okay, it stays at the beginning of chapter 2, and many students struggle with this action costing, margin costing, and activity device. Okay, so
maybe my question was, you can go back to the question where they are saying that there are two approaches.
Yeah.
I would like to know the other approach apart from margin.
I don't say margin costing has two approaches. Only one. Variable cost. Sorry. The variable cost plus the markup. And
maybe
I'm saying that the markup can be adjusted according to the quantity of purchase. Yeah, go ahead.
You could spread the question.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You see, where they are saying there are two main approaches used in calculating the cost of products and services, one of which is marginal costing. I would like to know the other approach.
Costing. That's all. Okay, two main approaches. One is marginal costing, and the other one is absorption costing, and they are the traditional ways to calculate the cost. There is only one, which is activity-based cost. Okay, but that required computation, simulation, and software to do that. But there are two main approaches here. It means we have action costing and margin costing. That's all. Okay. And if you are curious about this part, then you may research about cost accounting. And or you can go to some website like Investopedia, and they give you pretty interesting explanation about action costing and margin costing. Margin costing is also known as variable costing. Yeah, they can use that word as well, and I also explain here. Margin costing, also known as variable costing, and the other major approach is absorption costing. Okay. Norman?
It's okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Just about absorption and margin costing. Okay. I can see that today questions are even more challenging than M3 last week. Yeah, please bear with me. On the part with costing, pricing, I can see that there are a lot of confusions. And I agree that this one is pretty difficult, especially when you don't have a background in accounting. With M3, then there are a lot of things about commercial contract law. But anyway, then we can explain in simple terms. But with costing, then I also think, sorry, I need to take a phone call. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, I'm saying that on the part of costing, pricing, and costing in chapter 2 and 5, then there are a lot of confusion. And the reason is that, not all of us study cost accounting, and with accounting, then it is very hard to describe the thing in simple terms. They have a lot of terminology and also a lot of techniques, and that may prevent us from understanding this fully. But furthermore, then costing pricing also require some level of understanding the market and some mathematical background. So it could be quite challenging for many students. Anyway, then if you find something more difficult, then you should spend more time on that. Okay, the longer you are exposed to these topics, then the better you will become. Okay, and you should not rush. You should not too difficult on yourself. You should not be too harsh to yourself. Everything takes time, so just go slowly and try to research the thing, especially with the costing and pricing. Then the study guide doesn't provide much information. I advise you to search the term online. You can go to Google and type out the word absorption costing, marginal costing, and see the result. Okay, they may provide better explanation on Investopedia, on accounting tools, and other websites. This one is difficult, but it is still doable. Trust me. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Yeah, the question on the duration contract and the Thai pricing. The Thai pricing we need to follow. Okay, so this one is about contract 36 month long contract and an overseas supplier. Okay, the thing is, in my opinion, then with this question, 36 months are pretty long period. And second, we purchase for overseas. The procurement manager here is to purchase from overseas, which means he may need to get the foreign exchange to purchase that product. And with the foreign exchange, then the exchange rate changes frequently, like every second. So it is like impossible to fix the price for the whole period here. So my opinion would be C. Can you hear anything now? I still see a complaint about the audio disconnection. Can anyone hear me now?
We can hear you just fine.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. So if you don't hear me, then just check your audio connection. You must connect audio before can hear me. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So it's still go normal now. But I also see that in this question, then many students select B, and they want to fix the price and produce some kind of financial certainty. What is your reason for this? And especially when the contract is pretty long and there are a lot of changes may come to this kind of contract. So what is the point of getting financial certainty? What is the point of Norman to say advantage of long-term contract? So certainty is the advantage of long-term contract. Okay, so I see that this one. All right. Did you follow the news report or the court case? I know that there are some court case where the seller sued the buyer because they don't think the price is fair. The price changed a lot during the contract time, and because the price is fixed at the at the beginning of the contract, so the supplier now they see that they are in disadvantage and they want to change that, they may sue the buyer, or they may just simply terminate the contract. If they see that they are in disadvantage, okay, they may pay the damages, they may pay the fine, but they still do it anyway because they see that if they lock into the contract like that, then they are not profitable. They may just terminate the contract, pay the fine, and find a buyer who is ready to purchase the item at another price. Okay, they may do that, and that could be even more profitable than locking the contract with you. Okay, that's why we have the C. That's why we have the situation in C. It may cause the disruption, and in real world, then that happen frequently. I may show you some search result on this. Okay, supplier fixed price contract lead to fixed price contract. It's dispute. You see that for a website from a legal firm, then they actually say about the conflict when the price change, and especially in the case that the contract is fixed. Okay, so when that happens, then the supplier is dissatisfied, the seller is dissatisfied, and they may find a way to disrupt the contract, and that might lead to the problem. Okay, so fixing is not happening with a certainty. It increases the certainty in some case. Okay, not a good choice, not a good choice. And this happened in real world. You can search that, you can see that from the report, like this. Here, you can see that the lawyer gives the advice. Here, you can see that major fixed price put the smaller subcontractor at high risk of losing money. Okay, they don't want to lose money, and if they lose, then they may try to disrupt the contract. Not a good thing, and the benefit of certainty is nullified here. Okay, that's true, Mohammed. I agree. For overseas, then fixed contract is not feasible. Okay, let's move on. Right. For this question, then it is just simply about the word, simply about the vocabulary. At the end of negotiation, the process of having outcome negotiation approved and endorsed is called, and the answer here is ratification. Okay, so it is just about the vocabulary. The word ratification could be quite unfamiliar to non-native speaker. You know that CIPS is testing in English, and not every student is a native speaker, so they may be unfamiliar with some word, and ratification could be the problem here. I select this question because I could see that many students select this wrong, although most of the answers are still correct. So ratification is the process of getting the approval from the top management. Okay, sometimes like very big contract need to be approved by the top manager or by the board of directors. And you know that the board director is not some people, it is a group of people. It is a group of people, like from 3 to 9 directors there. And if the contract has high value enough, then they need to get the approval. They need to give the approval. Okay, and they need to convene a meeting, review the contract, and use the word ratify it. Okay, so ratification is the correct word here. This is a formal process. Okay, I explain here. It is a formal process of approving the contract, approving the agreement, and it is often happen by the vote. Okay, and often decided in by a group of people at company level. Then that could be the board of managers, board trustees, or the board of directors. At country level, at a nation level, then first of all, a treaty needs to be ratified by the legislative branch. Could be parliament or national assembly or any word for legislative branch in your country. Okay, so this process is known as ratification. It's just about vocabulary, right? Let's move on. Next question. This question is about push and pull. Okay, so it's about push technique. We have 4 options and we need to select the right combination here. Exert power, persuasion, secure compliance, secure commitment. What is the correct answer? Okay, so you know that push and pull are different way to convince the other party. With push, then we apply doing by direct way. You can imagine that when you try to push someone, then it is direct. Okay, you push them into agreement by convince them with your logic, by doing some threat, by threatening them, or by exerting the authority. And your objective here is to get the compliance. They need to follow you. They need to do your command. That the compliance, that is push. With pull, then instead we try to persuade them. We try to attract them, get them to think that your opinion is the best. That is pull. So pull is not about convince. It is about influence. It's about changing their mind. It's not about pushing them. It's not about getting the complaint. It's about get the commitment. That is pull. It's kind of like quite abstract to describe the behavior of these approaches. Anyway, then you can imagine about some metaphorical push and pull. If with push, then you put your hand on their back and push them forward, right? Put your hand on their back. That is very direct and very forceful. Very forceful. Okay, push, 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 forceful. Okay, and some way like direct and forceful and very kind of like sometimes pretty mean, okay, impolite. But with pull, then you don't pull with your hand on their back, but you try to pull them toward you. Okay, like holding a rope, try to attract them. Okay, holding a rope, pull them in slightly, gently, okay, and in a tender way. Okay, do something very tender. So pull is more tender, more indirect, and doesn't involve the force. Okay, anyway, then push and pull are opposite. And with push, we seek the compliance and exert the power. So 1 and 3 are correct, or option B. question B. All right, so this is a question about push and pull. What you can imagine about push and pull, like metaphorically. Okay, push mean direct, mean forceful, and mean pretty imply and mean. Okay, so that push, it means using logic, using power, using compliance. Okay, pull means no, not convince, but persuade, but to influence, but to attract them. That is pull. Okay, let's try move on with other question. This question about the influence technique, and unfortunately, then in this study guide we don't see any of the technique here. Instead, then we may see you can open if you are studying level 5 simultaneously, you can open study guide of L4M5'S, and they can list you every of the technique here. We have anchoring, framing and reframing, and pacing and leading as the influencing techniques. Okay, so the correct answer are B, C, and D. In L4M5, then we already have the definition of anchoring, but no definition of framing or pacing and leading. So what are the techniques? Anchoring means make some reference point. Okay, that is the anchor. It can be done by subtly suggest something, like on the way to the premise, then you try to impress the supplier by sticking number like 8, like 300 on the way. Okay, try to impress them that 8 and 300 are their consciousness. Okay, try to include them in their consciousness, in their brain, impressed with the number. Or you can do that in the negotiation by just mentioning about the number. Okay, that's the point. That's the point, and that's the reference point. And supplier may sometimes unconsciously speak out that number. Okay, so anchoring is a pretty powerful technique where people may be influenced by your choice. Okay, there's an Indian in Harvard Business School. Anchor is sticky. Anchor is sticky. It is really sticky. It stays in the mind, and if the other party is not mindful, then they just come back to this anchor. Okay, this one is powerful and sticky. With framing and reframing, then they are the technique that we will redefine the problem in a way that the other party may want to hear, or in a way that sounds beneficial to the other party. Okay, it's a making process. You may want to get this help from the spec, but instead of saying we do this because of ourselves, we have some target to do, then you can try to frame it as the benefit to the other party. You may say that this discount will not leave you okay, this discount will help you financially. You may get more sale and improve your profitability instead of getting a loss. See, not a loss. It is improving your profitability. Okay, that is the way you may frame your offer. That is framing. And reframing means the other party only frame. they already friend, but you may want to define the word, define the problem in your way. So you may try to reframe. Okay, and finally with pacing and leading, then it is very advanced technique that require you to be friend with the other party, and then when they agree with you, when they become your friend, then they may agree whatever you want, whatever you say. Okay, so pacing means walk in the same pace. You need to get their rapport. When you need to build the rapport, you need to build the trust, and then when you get the trust, they may follow you wherever you lead. Okay, so that is pacing and leading. All right. This question, you may find more about this in L4M5'S. You may purchase the study guide from the website and pre-read it. Okay, it is pretty beneficial, and also many parts of the exam may not come from L4M5, but instead come from L4M5'S. I know it's unfair, but CIPS, they want to challenge you, so they take the things from L4M5'S instead of L4M5. No, validation is not influencing. It just calculate, confirm, right? Confirm or ensure that something is valid, something is legitimate. It's not influencing technique, simply like that. Okay, and let's continue with the final question. We have a scenario, and this one, then the negotiator here, Steve, invite.
Daniel,
Yes.
can you unmute everyone?
Yeah, they can unmute themselves if they want to talk.
Yes, Abakwe Musindo is new now.
No, I allow them to unmute themselves.
Okay.
They can unmute themselves.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. We have a scenario where we have a negotiator and some stakeholders. Okay, so sorry. So with this scenario, then the negotiator Steve invites these stakeholder on board and let them to speak out their opinion. So what can be the answer? Consultation, coalition, ingratiation, or pressure? Here again, it comes from L4M5'S, and you may read more from that. Here, then the technique is consultation. I can see that many people would choose coalition, but coalition is totally different technique. Why consultation means you invite someone and get their opinion. Okay, like in this scenario, then coalition means you try to find the alliance and form an alliance, and you try to find someone share the same opinion with you, and with that alliance, then you convince the other party Okay, so they can see that they have peer pressure to agree with you. They have peer pressure. Okay, and then they can change their mind. That is correlation. I think here include ingratiation, means giving the compliment so that they like you and then they may agree with you. And pressure, okay, the name says so. Pressure means you do the push, put the press, threaten them and get them to comply. Okay, that is pressure. So the answer here is consultation, and you can see the definition of consultation from the study guide of L4M15. And I would strongly recommend that if you are preparing for L4M5, then you also should read L4M15 as well. Okay, so that's all for the question. And do you have any question for me? Any extra question or any problem with the question that I showed?
My question is on markup, but I couldn't hear you properly. Can you please share it like as an answer, a written answer after the session, please?
Yeah, okay. I will change the slide for the markup. Okay, I will edit the markup here and share the slide with you. Right, so I need to specify that and give more explanation about the markup and the margin. All right, any other problem?
I would like to find out, could it be possible?
Your voice is too small. Can you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, that's better now.
Yes. I would like to find out if you could arrange another section for M6. I want to know if it's possible.
Okay. Normally I don't work on Sunday, and you know that the exam start from next month, pretty close now. So normally I don't work on Sunday, and I also need to ensure that there are sufficient number of students joining. Okay, I don't want to. I want to have as many students as possible. So yeah, let me consider that. But anyway, then on Sunday, then I have family gathering and pretty little time to do anything.
All right, thank you.
I missed the recording, or I guess the session for L4M4. I was wondering whether you could just upload it so people can listen to the recording for L4M4.
Yeah, I think that I have uploaded every video I have, every recording I have. Okay.
Because is it on Udemy or Evocurement?
We have a YouTube where you can find every our recording.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and just search Evocurement, and we have a channel there. You can subscribe to it. Okay, any other problem?
Yeah, my question is on number 2. I came in a bit late, so I didn't get to see how you calculated it.
Okay, so a lot of people have a problem with number 2 about markup margin, right? All right, so here's the process. We need to understand the formula for markup. We need to understand the formula for margin, and we need to understand how the price is calculated. So the markup is profit divided total cost, and it is 25% means the cost is 4 times of the profit, and the price is equal to total cost plus profit. It means 4 times profit, 4 times profit plus profit means 5 times profit, and the margin equal to profit divided by the price, which means 1 time profit divided by 5 time profit, or 1/5, or 20%. And you can do that again by taking some example. Just make the number yourself, like get some number, just some random number. Okay, you can start with a profit. You can start with the total cost. You can start with the with the profit. So just take a number and then calculate, like with a profit of $1. Then when the markup is 25%, it means the total cost will be $4, and then the selling price will be $5, and still the margin still 20%, because 1 divided by 5 multiplied with 100, that is 20. Okay, so you can do that by taking some random number and just do the calculation yourself. Yeah. Any other problem? Okay, so anyway, then please support it by getting the practice question on Udemy. And we currently have some special promotion with the code Lucky May. Currently then we are running out of the best price. But anyway, then by this coupon code, then you may get the price, may get some discount, like about 40%. All right. And finally, then the exam is coming next week. I hope that you will get the best result, flame color for L4M5. We need to say goodbye now. I need to go to sleep. It's almost 1 a.m. my time. So I hope that you enjoy your weekend before the exam, and also getting flying color for the exam. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Okay.